Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're looking at Sentimentally Yours, and we're going to make another card using the brand new Festive collection which has just been released. It should be quite a quick demo. It's not a difficult one at all for you to follow, but it will show you how easy it is to create a stunning card so quickly and so easily with this collection. So on my desk I've got the brand new Fancy Frames Holly, and this is a frame. So we've got an outer and an inner, and we've got the main decorative die here, and we've also got Happy Christmas with this one, and it does have a shadow with it. And do check out my other video which shows you lots of different combinations just with this die set with nothing else added. So the products we're using are available on my website juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and also available over on Phil's store, which is Honeypot Crafts. I'm also using holly branches from the Adornments collection. There are 4 new adornments, and obviously you can see with this that it's going to coordinate perfectly with the frame. So this is A5 and this is A6, and they do come with a magnetic sheet. So I'm also using, before we go on to the actual demo, I'm also using the Tailor-Made Journals Vintage Christmas paper pad. Absolutely stunning paper pad. You get 6 designs and 4 sheets of each, and there's 24 double-sided sheets, but there's actually 12 designs because there's the front and the back. So just quickly flicking through, look at this. Let's put it down on my desk so you can see it properly. Isn't that beautiful? Then we've got, actually let's just tear a few out and you can see. Then we've got this poinsettia. Isn't that, the colours are absolutely beautiful, vibrant. Then we've got a muted snowflake design. And all of Creative Expressions paper pads have this little panel at the top, there we go, which tells you what it is. But what it means as well is when you tear it out of the paper pad, that's the bit that gets distorted. So everything else is perfect. Now I know that when this came out, the design team were using this, and they've just stamped a few reindeer on and using that as your background scene. Stunning, absolutely stunning. So I think once these have gone at Creative Expressions, they won't do another rerun. Look at that. Obviously you can footy cut these out if you want to. There's a little bit of text going on in the background. Pull this one out. This is obviously a Christmas tree with some music on it, but I mean that can make a really nice DL card. It's all 8 by 8. Then you've got the holly. And the back of that, you've got a couple of baubles. Again, that's really set up for you to make 2 different cards if you want to. And this is the back of the one I'm using, I believe. Great background. Oh no, it's not. I told a fib. It's the next one. Again, poinsettias, absolutely beautiful. Lovely colourways, nice, subdued, not bright in your face, but subdued vintage colours. This is the paper I'm using, and on the back of it, this is why I got confused. There's another kind of, it's almost like a bit of a plaid design. So that's all the designs in the paper pad. Absolutely stunning. On sale on my website. I think it's $10.49 instead of $11.99, which is the retail price. But don't miss out, and I would actually double order, because if you don't use them this year, you're going to use them next year. Anywho, let's get back to the demo. So as I said, this is actually the paper that I'm using. So I've just cut out a square using the debossed, double stitched squares. You can see that debossed detail there. And we're going to, let's just grunge it up a little bit, just around the edges. So we're going to use Scorched Timber Distress Oxide. And just add a little bit just around the edges. just move these out of the way. I do want to talk to you about those in a sec, but we'll move them out of the way for now. So it is a dark brown, but depending on what you do with it, it can go really, really light if you add loads of water to it for your inky backgrounds. So I'm using Scorch Timber all of the time at the moment. It's my go-to ink, really, both in Distress and in Oxide. That's just curled over a little bit. I don't want it that grungy. The paper's 150 GSM, so it's not as heavy as Phil's cards. Well, I say it's a paper, it's cardstock really, isn't it? But it still is a really nice weight. So that's the edges of that. Let's just clean this up. And we're going to stick that already on our background, and then I'll talk to you about the frame. So this is a 7x7 card, and we've got pure white, we've got forest green. This is actually not Phil's card, so I won't tell you about that because I can't find my colour, my gold of that. But then at the back we've got imperial red lustre card, all on a 7x7 card. We're going to add this on here, and I've actually opened a new glue so we don't have to wait for my glue to travel down. But this one, that's cool. This one I opened on the 11th of December, and I'm about there on it. So it's pretty good, isn't it, for 120ml? It's definitely got a few months left in it, and obviously I use it an awful lot, but because we end up waiting for the glue to come down, and we are going to do some gluing, I thought we'd open a new one. Highly recommend the PVA. If it's not in stock on my website, just click on the email when available, and as soon as I get some more, you'll be notified. I do try and keep it in stock as much as I can. Let's see if we can get this straight on here. So it really pops with the white border. Sometimes you put black behind to make it pop, and sometimes the white makes it pop. It depends on what you're dealing with. Okay, pigeon. I'm going to pop that underneath my craft sheet. Just got a piece of MDF, and we're going to talk about the frame. So here's your frame, and I have cut one of these out. So all you need to do to cut that out is just run that die through, and then you get this. Beautiful. If you want to do the backer element of it, and I have described this in another video, what I suggest you do is obviously you go cut inside down. You see it's cut inside up, it's cut inside down, and then secure that with tape. Then take your decorative die and pop it inside and line it up so you've got your space properly. Don't tape it down or anything, but then take your inner die here, and then you pop that inside, get all your spacing sorted out, and then put tape on that inner die. And because you've got your tape in place, I mean this will move because I haven't got tape on there, but once you've got your tape in place, you can simply lift out your decorative die, and then your spacing will be correct for you to have your mat and layer. And your mat and layers look like, there we go. Your mat and layer looks like that. So you see you've got an even gap there and there-ish, because obviously I've stuck it down, so I'm not actually 100%, but it really sets it off. So if you want to do that, then you can do that, but we're not doing that this time, because just to show you, you don't have to do it with that outer die if you don't want to. So it's all about different ways of using it, depending on how much time you've got and how elaborate you want to go, and just what, you know, is rocking your boat just at that particular time. So we've got that frame, What we're going to do is I've cut 2 of these. It's the only frame you've got that beautiful debossed detail in the holly, and then with your holly, I think they're called holly sprigs, holly branches, which is your A6 set, you've got again that beautiful debossed detail, and you've got spaces to put either your accents or pearls or whatever it is that you use to do your berries. So let's bring our background in again. Let's flatten it for a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a wreath, but obviously we're going to make a wreath with the 2 different holly dies. See how fabulous that, I'll put it down a bit for you. See how fabulous that looks on that background paper. Wonderful. So let's glue this down. I have got a piece of, what's it called? Oh, brain works. A piece of kitchen roll to blot it off. I tend to do the big areas first, and then we'll do the frame and the berries. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could actually cut this out of a double-sided adhesive sheet, and I do have the Elizabeth Craft Designs double-sided sheet in stock, which in my opinion is the best double-sided adhesive sheet, especially if you know you leave it a few years like I have, and then I've gone back to it and it's still usable when it's stuck down on card for 2 years. Amazing. But of course, double-sided sheet, once it's down, it's down. You can't really move it. So, although it's a little bit time consuming and a little bit messy sometimes, glue is actually easiest. Let's put some on the berries. I know I've got glue on my mat, but we'll deal with that in a second. That's that leaf. Berries. When we put the pearls on, it'll make the glue stick on the berries, because it'll weight it down. Right, I think we've got glue everywhere, literally. Let's just pop that on there for a second. Kitchen roll, don't want to leave it on there too long. Panic, panic, panic. And then there's my tweezers, I can't pick it up now. So dab it down, get rid of the excess, and lift it up, and let's pop it on here in the middle-ish. I want to turn it over to make it stick. There we go. So you could have it like that, and you could fetch in the sentiment, which I've got here. It's not matted yet, but and then you could pop that in the centre, and that would be absolutely fine. But obviously we're going to go a little bit further, and we're going to make it into a wreath. So I have done another video which shows you how to make a wreath with the Adornments, but obviously doing it this way means you've got your circle, but also it means that we've got this frame detail going on as well. So when we lay this on top, we've got holly, but we've also still got the frame underneath. I hope that makes sense. Do I want we've got a right and a lefty. Let's have that one there, I think. I'll have that one there, and it fills it all in nicely. Right, so glue on this one. All these frames are so usable, and as I said when I started, you can make absolutely stunning cards really quickly, really easily, because of the way these dies have been made. And it just means that everybody will think, wow, you probably are a brilliant card maker, but it just does all the work for you, and I really like that. Really like that. Let's have that like so. Give it a good old press, because it won't want to stick straight away. Okay, and let's get glue on this other one. Now I'm not going to make you watch me put berries on all of these, but I will do it and then we'll pause and then I'll show you what it looks like with all the berries on, as in little pearls. Okay, let's pop that on my kitchen roll again as well. Clean up the mess. And then we'll pop this down. I think. Give it a good old press. Yeah, we'll have to go back and keep pressing because as the glue starts to dry, then it'll bond better. Okay, so there's our frame. Let me hold that up so you can see. But you've got that lovely circular frame detail going on, which I didn't have when I made my wreath because I didn't use one of the frames. Okie dokie, so that's that. Just a little bit more glue before we pause. So we've got the Happy Christmas, and I've also got the backer, and I've got the backer in gold. Let's just grunge that up a little bit with a little bit of the scorched timber. Let's put the top on my glue. So we'll just add a little bit of scorched timber around the edges. Just to tone down the gold. I could have done it on the gold layer there, but I didn't. Makes it a browny gold, a real vintage gold. Okay, like that. That works for me. I'm going to scribble the glue. And dip my sentiment in. This is cut with the Imperial Red Lustre card. Be careful with the A and the S because they aren't joined to the letters at the top. Let's just dab that off on my kitchen roll. Pop it on here. Like so. I like that extra bit of ink, that's really added to it. You can't really see it, but it's there. Clean that up in a minute. We'll move that mat over a bit, and this is going to go in the centre. So we're going to put a little bit of double-sided adhesive, not that piece, it's too small, on the back. And again, this is the sheet of foam. It's a little bit more than 1 millimetre, but not as much as 2 millimetres. Can't remember how much it is. It's the Creative Expressions one. I like it because you can cut it to size, however thin you want it. Put a little bit on the top. There. On my hook. Cut my nails, so a bit of a challenge taking the backing off. Okay, let's see if I can get this straight in the middle. The good thing about the tape is that if it's not, I can fetch it off. That looks good, doesn't it? Right, we're going to pause, and I'm going to put all my berries on, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all berried up. Okay, so we're all buried up. I put a 3mm pearl on each of the little berries. Some of the glue is still drying, so if you see any white, don't worry, it will dry clear. And I put a 5mm, so those are 3mm, and I put a 5mm in each corner. And I think you'll agree that's a really, really pretty card. You've got all that debossed detail in the holly leaves. Just really, really easy to do, but really effective, beautiful card. And obviously the background papers help as well. So as I said, you'll find the dies and the background paper over on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and you'll also find the Sentimentally Yours dies over at Honeypot Crafts too. Do like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. I do like to read your comments. I try and answer as many as I can. And do check out some of my other videos. I've recorded, I think this is my 7th video with this new Christmas release. Really like it, obviously. And have a nice day. Thank you for watching.